Grade 8, I'm your subject in Arts 8 in MAPEH. Today we enter in the second quarter in week 1. My name is Mr. Rinaldo B. Malimban. And today's lesson, we talk about the continent of Asia by drawing lines and color, contrast and balance. Asia is also home to some of the world's oldest culture. And also, the Asia is the land of extremes and contrast. It has the highest mountains and the longest rivers, highest plateaus and largest deserts and plains in all continents. Asia is commonly divided into this country. The South of Asia includes the countries of India, Pakistan, Bangladesh, Afghanistan, Nepal, Bhutan, Sri Lanka, and Maldives. Southeast Asia that includes the countries of Brunei, Myanmar, Indonesia, Cambodia, Laos, Malaysia, Philippines, Singapore, Thailand, and Vietnam. In East Asia, embraced China, Taiwan, Japan, Hong Kong, Macau, North Korea, South Korea, and Mongolia. In the Central Asia, includes the Kazakhstan, Uzbekistan, Tajikistan, Turkmenistan, and the Kyrgyzstan. In Southwest Asia or Western Asia is the part of Asia that includes the Middle East. It includes Israel, Lebanon, Syria, Jordan, Turkey, Saudi Arabia, Yemen, Oman, Bahrain, Qatar, Iraq, Iran, Kuwait, Cyprus, Egypt, and the United Arab Emirates. And this is the Asia map. Next is the art of Asia. The art of Asia reflects its people, culture, religions, and values. Asia has contributed a rich treasure of artworks to the world. And Asia is the world's largest continent. These include works of architecture, painting, sculpture, printing, and various crafts which are beautiful and functional. Asian art has made a major influence in the world culture. Let's move on from the art of China. The art of China is the Chinese art distinguished by its long and continuous development throughout most of history. Chinese art goes back many centuries, and the themes were developed from religious to supernatural beliefs or from natural environment to the landscape. China has developed unique forms of art such as painting, ceramics, and houseware, as well as the literature, architecture, and music. The imperial court set the tone for artistic taste. All works of art were made especially for the use of imperial court and also had profound effects on the culture of Korea and Japan. Painting, poetry, and calligraphy were the arts of nobility, or the calligraphy is the art of beautiful writings. And this is the example of the calligraphy of China. Next is Confucianism. Is the way of life that gives importance to the things that fit the educated, responsible, and disciplined person. It is also the Chinese ethical and philosophical system developed from teachings of the Chinese philosopher of Confucius. Let's talk about the Confucianism and Taoism. Taoism teaches unity in the world in order that man could live in peacefully and progressively rather. It is among of material used in making beautiful works of Chinese, and were the clay bronze which were cast into the vessels and decorated with animals' motifs. Lacquerware or ceramics were made under the government control of these kind of motifs. And what are the Chinese art influence? The one is the awareness of the forces of nature. Second is the rhythm of a season. Third, reverence for the dead. Fourth, the venerations of the rock and jade stones. Let's move on from the art of Japan. Japanese art covers with range of art styles and media, including the ancient pottery, wood, and bronze. Since the ancient times, the art can be characterized by the simple or complex, severe of the fanciful, or the dramatically moving of realistics. Japanese art covers a display distinct creative impulse. Japanese developed their own style of art, like the monumental, symmetrical, balanced, and rational approach of Chinese art became irregular and subtly suggestive in Japanese hands, as exhibited in their bonsai and ikebana. So this Chinese design is formal or artificial, while Japanese design is pure and simple and picturesque. And what are the characteristics of Japan art? The one is the Buddhism opens the minds of every Japanese through deep thinking in their everyday life. So the Japanese practice the idea of wabi-wabi, which means that even the smallest persons or thing can contribute to the understanding of intricate life. And the second important characteristic of Japanese art is sabi or oldness. Because the Japanese is a thing must be able to express history or the passing of time. And there are other different arts that began in the Japan and now being practiced in some countries, like the bonsai. So the bonsai Japanese art of growing small trees and pots. The one is ikebana, the Japanese art of flower arrangement. Third, origami, the Japanese art of paper folding. Fourth, tanuyo, the ceremonial of arts making tea, and the scroll painting. So these are the example of the different arts. You have an idea of these things, children? Alright, let us try to continue. Next is the arts of Korea. The Koreans are culturally and racially disciplined people, and their art is concentrated on the paintings, sculptures, and calligraphy. Early Koreans made by under-decorated factory of earthware called mumon. And what is a mumon? This also built a great stone, slabs of the dolmen, which are found throughout the Korea. And the Korea is noted for fine mother of pearl and lacquerwares and brasswares. So these traditional Korean paintings are Chinese tradition. Photography is also an art of growing popularity. So this is also the beauty of Korean arts in crafts. Next is the art of India. India lies in the southern part of Asia alongside smaller nations such as Pakistan. So this alongside smaller nations such as Pakistan, Afghanistan, Bangladesh, Nepal, Bhutan, Sri Lanka, Maldives, it is the land of joined by the strong religious beliefs of its people. These beliefs have shaped Indian art since the dawn of civilization. So there are two religions that originated in India, where are Hinduism and Buddhism. So this a key of belief of Hinduism is that an individual can come to know the power of the universe through the worship. So that the souls never dies, but is reincarnated on the reborn into the lower or higher form of life, depending on a person's behavior during his previous life. So in religion in India, the Buddhism is addressed to the Theravada, Mahayana, and Vajrayana. Again, the Buddhism is based on teaching of Siddhartha Gautama, who is known as Buddha or Enlightened One. And the other one is Hindu. Hindu art is synthesis of indigenous Indian art formed from the religious ideals of the people. So these temples are fascinating pantheons of Hindu divinities depicted in Indian art, represent of aspects of human aspirations and experiences. So this is the base on the art of India. Next is the list of national symbols in India. And what are they? In the national symbols in India, like national flag, the flag is also known as Tiranga. National bird, the peacock. National anthem, Bandi Mataram. National animal, the Royal Bengal tiger. National sport, hockey. National flower, lotus. National tree, Rayan tree. National river, Ganga. Next is the art of Indonesia. Indonesia is the one of the countries in Southeast Asia. Indonesia art can be expressed into regional art and period art. The Indonesian art can be expressed into a regional art and period art, which are show the various styles of the great empires and their religious beliefs. All traditional expressions of art show fascination with activities of the gods, demons, and other superhumans and non-human since prehistory times. So this traditionally balanced painter and wood carver has been highly esteemed. Modern Indonesian artists now blend Western techniques using lighter wood material instead of heavy teak wood or other object of art fashioned from metal, bone, ivory, wood, bamboo, clay, and plant fiber. So the Indonesian also excels in the art of making batik and ikat. The making ikat is a process wherein threads are tied and dyed before weaving. Batik is the Japanese term for a wax resistance method of the pattern dyeing cloth. And these are the example of the Indonesia arts. And also included the arts of symbols in Indonesia. Okay, so let's proceed to the last one. Countries belongs to the art of Thailand. So the artistics of Thailand is at its base in the wood carving, the classical dance, religious sculptures, and temple decorations. Why? Because the traditional Thai art of religious is based from the Indian forms. So the building of temples are production of sculptures, and painting were ways of earning religious merit. So the art of weaving expressed Thai silk, which is very much admired. So this is the art of symbol of Thailand. That's all for today lesson in MAPEH Art. Please watch my e-class learning platform for the next week. Thank you. Again, my name is Reynaldo B. Malimban, your MAPEH Art